This is day 274 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. Today is Purim. Tonight is night of Purim. Erev Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Tetzaveh Tafshin Pei Aleph. And in honor of Purim, I decided to be a little bit in the spirit of the day. I'm wearing my Tishbekisha, which I wear anyway, and I am wearing a yarmulke which I last wore regularly in 1983, which is some time ago. So we should be zeichet. This Purim is still in the midst of coronavirus. The next Purim will be Revach V'Hatzola Yamul Yehudim, and we should all be out and about and not subject to any restrictions. And we should be zeichet to be as Mashiach Tidkenu, of course, Imheir B'Yameinu Amen. And we should all be zeichet to true simcha. If you would like to sponsor upcoming Shir or more Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. Be greatly appreciated. L'chaim. I made a bracha before. Okay, so we are doing Siman Kuf Pei Ches Tifchav Gimel, and then going on to Siman Kuf Pei Tes, and trying to get to Siman Tesif Vav. And Kuf Pei Ches Tifchav Gimel is the last sif of Siman Kuf Pei Ches. Arukh HaShabbos Sif Hey Yud. Sorry. Shabbos. The person who's eating at Shabbos is going away. Ma'az Kirsha Shabbos Birchas Hamazon. We will still mention Shabbos in Birchas Hamazon. Tazlina Masar Haschola the Suda. You go up to the beginning of the Suda. Behu Adin Rosh Chodesh Upurim Chanukah. This is just purely a coincidence, but of course we know on Purim there are no coincidences that we are learning this on Purim. And Purim Rosh Chodesh, Purim and Chanukah, you start the Suda on the day, you continue saying the appropriate Birchas Hamazon even at night. Ad Kan L'Shono. First Shulchan Aruch Richu B'Zeh. First Shulchan Aruch said a long time in this principle. Dina Ikar Divrei Rabbeinu Yosef Tazlian Rak Achras Cholas HaSuda. We only have to ask Cholas HaSuda, which causes a tremendous issue when Rosh Chodesh Motzei Shabbos Lo Yazkir Rosh Chodesh. The Rosh Chodesh Motzei Shabbos should not mention Rosh Chodesh in davening because you started the meal Miboid Yoim. There is the longest area for the Mishnah Berurah here. I'm sorry if you finished during the day, but if you ate pas even at night, then you have a chiyuta of mention Rosh Chodesh as well. Now you can't mention both because it's tarti the sasre. So if that's the case, it's better to mention Rosh Chodesh Yalav Yovo and not Ritzei. Some say that you should mention Ritzei and Yalav Yovo because you go after both Aschos and after the time when you make the bracha. And we're not makbid in that, which is it seems like tarti the sasre, because it's not. Because Ritzei you're a chayav from the time you began the meal, and then when the time extended past the tzeis and you didn't make a bracha until the nighttime came, you got another chiyuv to mention the me'ein ha'ma'ora of the time when you're benching, which is Rosh Chodesh. So the custom in Litvisha circles, I'm not sure if Yakashvit circles have a custom, but custom in Litvisha circles is to try and not eat bread after Shkia. Because if you eat bread after Shkia, don't put something to Safi, because it's only eating bread which is going to make you chayav, perhaps in the Yalav Yovo. In that case, stop eating bread before Shkia, you can eat anything else, and still you would only say Ritzei, not Yalav Yovo. When I was in Chicago, I met one of my esteemed, and I mean that seriously in this case, very esteemed colleagues, Reb Chaim Tversky, Shlita, one of the rare gems of Chicago, said that his minhag, and evidently that's the minhag of Hasidim, is to actually say do tarti desas, do both, and that works very well for Hasidim because obviously they're not so makbid on Shkia. So therefore, since that's the case, therefore it makes sense that they should mention both in benching. But the Arukh HaShulchan is quite adamant. So Arukh HaShulchan says that you should specifically go with what you begin and not with what you end. So this is a battle royal, really, between all different shitas, and you always have something to rely on. But Lamaisa, as I said, most Lifaks try to stop eating bread by Shkia. Chasidim do say both with saying Yalav Yovo, each one according to the Naru Pashte. Okay, back to the Arukh HaShulchan. I'm not going to spell Arvis Kohen Birchas Hamazon, but if you daven Mara before you benched, Eev Shabbos Gershon Shabbos can't mention Shabbos anymore. Can't mention so Kvar Chol Tefillah because you already made it weekday. Eches Gershon Shabbos Vavi Tarti Desasi. That would be contradictory. V'chein Rosh Chodesh Chanukah Purim. Rosh Chodesh Chanukah Purim, if you actually went into the Dav Marv of the next day, and thus you said you said a weekday davening, you can't say Al Anisim afterwards. The halacha Paris Mapo Mekadesh, which we find some people actually accomplish. I've never been zeicha to accomplish that on a Purim, which comes out Erev Shabbos like this year. But some people, Paris Mapo Mekadesh, they obviously don't have this problem because they have a Marav only after they finish the meal, after they bench, and therefore they can bench with both Ritzei and Al Anisim, similar to what the Mishnah Berurah says in terms of Yalav Yovo and Ritzei. Lo Yaskil Shabbos mentioned Shabbos after that. Mr. Berurah writes that he tzarich even if he can say afterwards or say, and he's not sure. So he's not as definitive as the Arukh HaShulchan. V'chein lefech im achal b'yom, if you ate during the day, v'nirshach ad halayla, and you extend tonight, v'layla or Rosh Chodesh, and at night was Rosh Chodesh, v'kodem, before you bench, you spell Marv, Marv, and you said Yav Yov Marv, but Korcha should start let's get Yav Yov Brichas HaMazon. You have to mention Yav Yov Brichas HaMazon as well. Came on Shekfar, so Rosh Chodesh, it feels this way he made Rosh Chodesh in davening. It's not because you go after the end of the Suda. The Rosh system, we don't say that. And the Baal Korcha Asah has Korah, but because he brought on this Haskara by davening in the middle of the meal. And so to a similar situation. So he again, Arukh HaShulchan Shita is not like what I said before, that if it goes after when you eat bread or not. He says it doesn't make a difference when you eat the bread. Once you, in the middle of the meal, daven marv, you brought on a chiyav of that marv into your benching. And just like if you daven marv in the middle of the meal, you were masalik the main of the previous day from your benching. The ikar who has chalos suda, because usually that's chalos suda, except as we said when you daven marv in the middle. The Mishnah Berurah says, in terms of Rosh Chodesh Shabbos, if you ate bread at night, like we said before, you have to say Alav Yovo, and it's not specifically if you daven marv. There's little brackets here. Hataz v'Eli Rabba Daitim Lech Gam Achar Gemara Suda. They go also after the end of the Suda. Ve'ein Kein Da'asa Bach v'Magen Avram. Magen Avram don't agree. Magen Avram Daitil Dimacha Pas B'Layla. But Avram does hold, not like the Arukh HaShulchan. If you ate bread at night, Yesh Laskir Shalayla should mention also the whatever that night is. Ayin Sham Lehedya Muchach Deino Kain. Arukh HaShulchan argues on that. Ginei Kol Mashiach Chu B'Zel Mipnei Bryce the B'Slav Kuf Beis. Oh no, their whole machlokes emanates from this brisa about Paris Mapo Mekadesh in Pesachim. They were at a meal and became Shabbos. The first case is saying it benching. Sheni Asenka b'Sei Glushas Hayom. Kind of the Sefta Masker b'Mirchas HaMazon show Shabbos. That's the Sefta and Birchas HaMazon. You mention Shabbos because of Rosh Hashanah Simcha Beis. Then he is like he look Arukh HaShulchan says that's no evidence. The Hasam Kevon, the Meikra Dina, Yatzarech Lomar Al-Kod Zeh, Gam Kiddush Hayom. Since there, you really should say Kiddush, because Shabbos began. Let's say both Kiddush and Birchas HaMazon one cup. The only reason you don't do is because Enos Mitzvahs Chavilos, you don't do Mitzvahs in bundles. Nevertheless, the Chiyuv to be Mekadesh has already evolved upon him. So it's if a Kiddush is already on the table. How can I mention Shabbos? Shulchan is adamant again, and all other sudas we only have the Aschala, the Chain, Ikar Ledina, and that is the Ikar Lehalacha. Kupei Tes, Birchas HaTova Meitiv. Bracha Birchas HaTova Meitiv. The fourth Bracha HaTova Meitiv. Ve'ena Min HaTorah Tzam B'Yisrael, Chachamim Tiknu Achar Mechonas Beitar. Chachamim introduced it after the war in Beitar. Shachrei Kvishas Beitar, V'Ribu Harugim. After Beitar was conquered by the Romans, and many people were killed. Achim Yerushalayim Perdal Tainus Medrash Echa Pasuk Bila Hashem Gomer Shel Adrianus Hadrian had a Kerem Gadol Yudches Mil a vineyard which was 18 mil by 18 mil Vikifo Be'Aruche Beitar, and he surrounded it with the people who were killed at Beitar. Mole Kama standing straight up. In other words, each person was not lying, which take up more space, but standing. Before he didn't allow them to be buried. He let them be buried. I ain't Shlam, a different king allowed them to be buried. Brahma, they said, Shenevra Beitar Nikda Karen Yisrael. I think it's language of the Ushami. When Beitar was destroyed, actually it says that Ushami says about Alexandria in Egypt. Never mind. Shenevra Beitar, when Beitar was destroyed, Nikda Karen Yisrael, the horn of Israel was chopped off. That's not going to come back until Mashiach comes. That's why they made this bracha juxtaposed to Bonei Yerushalayim. Claiming like it's saying, Yerusha should taxir Karen Yisrael, but Ben David should be on Yerushalayim. May the corn of the house of Israel come back with the becoming of the son of David, which is rebuilding Yerushalayim. Really, Mashlokavo, but it's the Bechas Ben Yerushalayim. Why is this not also part of davening? Because it's the middle of davening. Can't really put anything in the middle of davening, which Anshe Knesset did not put in. It's at the end of Birkas Hamazon, so therefore they can tack on at the end. For them at the Gittin, the Godai B'Chorav Kol Karen Yisrael. It says that Hashem cut off in His anger all the horn of Israel. That the Kaya Ruge Beitar is going on the people killing the Beitar. That's like he wrote that then the horn of Israel is cut off. And feel after Bnei Yerushalayim we say yes, it doesn't work out to mention that the horn of Israel is cut off and not going to come back. We're going to immediately daven afterwards for the horn to be restored. Hashem bears the most close to in benching. Base for the Kodesh bracha shach Yosef bears the most. This bracha is more relevant than the Muslim. Also, at the time, when those who kill Beitar are allowed to be buried, Tiktu b'yavim atov meitim neid bracha yavim atov meitim hatov shlo yisrichu hatov that they not rot and smell bad v'agmeitim shlo and meitim that they were given to be buried. Klomar, meaning l'ros lonu shafil b'shas kaso shakadosh baruch hu leinu shows that even Hashem is angry at us. Osei monu nisim when He flows, He does miracles and wonders with us. Dein chanisim gdolim me'elu. There are no greater miracles than these. Sharuge Beitar. These people who killed Beitar Shimonachim Rabos B'Shem, that there were many years of Bnei Aretz on the surface of the land. The Lo Yisruch did not go start smelling bad. And then they were allowed to be buried. So Simash Kosh Baruch Hu Lo Yazov so long as the sign that Kosh Baruch Hu will never forsake us. Even when we sin before Him. You'll see like it says, Yaso Yisrani Kov La Mavis Lo Nasrani. God may afflict me, but He does not kill me. And since the primary tzara is poverty, Eov, any affliction but not poverty. Anios is worse than 50 makos. Therefore, we should not be concerned that we should lack bread, which is the worst of all curses, punishments. That's as part of benching. So you're taking the bracha zu, hetiv, like they put into this bracha, who hetiv, who yetiv. He was good to us, He will be good to us. Will never lack all good. And that really only is a program. Because we're talking about having bread to eat. This bracha opens with a Baruch Hashem. It's not considered to be adjacent to the previous bracha. Since it was enacted in and of itself on some another matter. It doesn't finish with the bracha either. Because it's like a short bracha. The initial bracha was only like we say by better wine. Then they added 3 Gmalanu, Gamlenu, Gmalenu Ad, and to rewards, the kindnesses, we shall see. Voting for them as Lord to last so some new law and they want to make it superior to the prior brachas, which are midaraisa. The prior brachas, except for the first one, have a chasimos out of psicha. So here there's a psicha without a chasima. Okay, it's either one or the other. First bracha actually has both. The next two have only chasimas. The last one has only a psicha. Well, the man said, furthermore, the calling in truth, calling yanim shebracha zuim kulam inyan echad. All the matters of bracha are all one matter. The tayvas echad, and it's one idea, literally one mold, one form. But it's with different words. Tarim Hashem Yisrael Torah Yimana, the descriptions for Hashem on His kindness to us. Being a bracha kitzara, and its halacha is like a short bracha shakavana in yon echad, because it is the same idea, one theme, not multiple themes, which is the definition of bracha kitzara. Daf Amru Chazal say shetzich shlosha malchus. Klamar achas b'shvila k'cholam b'bracha shomrim melech olam. You have to say one malchus for this bracha itself. Chassid shel bnei Yerushalayim, and another for bnei Yerushalayim shekasam b'simin hakodem. Shev shel yazkir shem malchus shel malchus. In the previous bracha, we couldn't mention malchus Hashem. Why I say the name malchus beisav? Because we don't mix malchus bastav dam and malchus Hashem. Okay, Yosifu kam b'shua. That's what they added here, and to make up for the previous one, which doesn't have malchus Hashem, or malchus. Another malchus. Zeru shomrim hakel avinu malkeinu b'oreinu. We say these. We say this malchus, additional malchus. Right? Then once they made one for Bnei Yerushalayim, also made one for Birchas Haaretz. So Hamelech Hatova Meitiv Lakol. The additional melech. I'm sure Azar answer ba'atzma. You don't need a melech. Sheyesh ba'atzma melech olam. It already has a melech olam there. Shari posavos b'baruch, because it opens with a baruch ato Hashem Elokeinu melech olam. Hey, because the Rebbe saying up here, the Givit Shemir Shalosh Malchus. Once we say 3 times, we mentioned kingship 3 times. Omrim ba gamkin. We also mentioned Shalosh Hatavos. 3 favorites. U'etivu meitivu yetiv lanu. U'shmosha shalosh gemulos, and 3 rewards. Ugmalanu gamlenu yigmalenu b'chulei. Ramalo zachar mizem u'ma. One doesn't mention this heitiv meitivu yetiv and gamlanu gamlenu yigmalenu. Rak shosh malchus only mentions the 3 malchus. And John Bergbeis. Gam nuslas birchas hamazon shalom nizkor. He doesn't have 3 hatavos and 3 gemulos in his version of birchas hamazon. Vapinus chaslo bemes birchas bracha k'tzara. I ain't trying to look at the nuslas of the Rambam. Attack according to Rambam, a short bracha. And the concept of the 3 hatavos and gemulos, who ala avar v'alahovev v'asti, past, present, future. Our version is famous in the Sidurim. Some people say, in each time we say a favorite lanu, who hativ lanu, who meitiv lanu, who yetiv lanu. And some say who hativ, meitiv, yetiv, without the lanu. Because the primary nusach is ours, lanu. We say every day, hativ. Yes, misramim al nuscha shebechol yom. There are those who take offense, to get angry at this nusach shebechol yom. El shemar el bechol yom instead of shebechol yom, el bechol yom. But I don't. This has Arukh HaShulchan. That's Arukh HaShulchan points out. English is not cloud. This is a very cumbersome language. When we say every day, this is the pshat. And then we say we're explaining when we said that means who hativ, who yetiv, etc. Vav. And other adds his bracha. Hakel Avinu Malkeinu v'chulei Kadosh Yaakov, the Holy One of Jacob, HaMelech HaChai v'Atov, the king who lives and is good, V'Ameitiv and does good, Kel Emes, a God who is true, Dayan Emes, a judge who is true, Shofet Tzedek, a righteous judge, Lokech Nefashos Misha, takes souls with injustice, V'Shoip Alama, and he controls his world, Lasosbo governs his world, Lasosbo can turn to do in it as he pleases, Kikodocha Mishpat, because all of his pathways are justice, and we are his servants, Amo and his nation, and everything we are required to thank him, and to bless him. He who repairs the breaches, he should repair this breach. Me'alenu from upon us, l'chaim shalom, for life and peace, and all goodness, chuli, etc. The other people are there, also say this bracha. And they add from upon us and from upon this other, for life and for peace. I don't think anybody says it today. I'm surprised Arukh HaShulchan doesn't say and minhag is not to say it. Perhaps in his time they said that they did still say it, but not today. Now this is really the end of the bracha, at the end of the learning for tonight. But since there's only one sif lesson left in the simon, so therefore we will finish the simon. And tomorrow we're going to finish Hashem to a totally different thing, which is drinking wine after benching. So this is the end of benching. Zion. Sofa bracha olam al yichasveinu. The end of bracha is olam al yichasveinu. The shon tzrichim lanos amen, and the answer amen over there. I believe Chabad's minhag is not to answer amen over there, but rather considering the Rachamans to be continuation of bracha. But I only know that from Zevin's Sipurei Chasidim. I don't know if that's actually what they do in Maisa. But Rachman Sheinomi, but the Arukh HaShulchan says a Rachman that we say Eidom bracha. It's not from the bracha. It's a Sevis Ba'alma. It's an addition. Kein Tachnunim, like supplication. Shachar Shmones. It's like kind of like a kind of sort. So that's Shona Tur. So what the Tur writes, Chos V'Achia reads out. Nogu Larich Birchas Hatov Ameitiv Arachman Makam Gavni. People extend the bracha to Ameitiv with a Rachman in several ways. I don't know where it came from. To add these requests Ben Birchas Amos, Birchas Bar Priya Gofen. Since we have section the actual benching and Bar Priya Gofen at the end. So Baruch HaKos can make a bracha on the coast. Maybe they have this concept because it says in the Gemara that the Oreach, the guest adds on a bracha for the Baal Bayis, so therefore they said, the Oreach can add on a bracha for the Baal Bayis over there, so we can add on other stuff as well. Of course, the briskers, they actually add on the Birchas Orech after Ali Chasveinu, and they consider part of the bracha, so they don't answer Amen until after the Birchas Orech. Well, Arukh HaShulchan says it's not a hefsek. We find by the bracha on Bris Milah she's Palma Vlad, you do daven for the child, Masi bracha standing interrupt between no, it's not the Arukh HaShulchan speaking. It's the Tur. That was the Tur's brother who had difficulty. Tur himself says. Shem says Shem Hefsek. Dom Zamatina Rebrecha Samila Shesparam Avlad Kliya Mafsik Ben Bracha Shesiya. Yad on Tfilos, even though it seems to be the Rav Shishini, the bracha and the drinking. Kal Shon Tur. V'akopaim nevertheless. The Hotzi Midas Hamon Shesovin the Rachman Shaykh Lebrechas Hamazon. In order to repudiate those who think that Rachman is part of Brechas Hamazon, V'ani Omen Achar Rachman. And the answer I after the Rachamon, and not after the Chasveinu. Zel Toz Godo. When there's a big mistake, we have to let them know that they're making a mistake. The Mishnah Berurah says after Rachman you should answer Amen. It does not mention the Amen after Ali Chasveinu. In any event, back to Arukh HaShulchan. The guest should make a bracha ba'abayis. Messiah. Minister bracha is part of Simreish Aleph. We're going to see the bracha later on. Imru Amen. And he concludes Imru Amen. The Shmuel says V'nomar Amen. Interesting. He says you say V'nomar Amen, not V'imru Amen, because it's not the right of the Baal Bayis to decree V'imru Amen. I guess Shleach Tzibor in Kaddish, she could say V'imru Amen. But Orech can only suggest V'nomar Amen. That's interesting. ובכל אומר magdil ושאלתי אותו בראש חודש אומר מידו, כמו שקוראים שמואל בייס, ויש בזה טעם. Which is why they say magdil on a weekday, and mido on Shabbos Yom Tov. And there's a famous rugged term on that. That the reason is because magdil is what it says in Divrei Yomim. And you don't, and the halacha is, you're not supposed to say, learn Ksuvim on Shabbos. So therefore it says learn Ksuvim on Shabbos, because it's Moshech the call, and you won't go to the drasha. So therefore, you're supposed to say Magmigdo, which is in Shmuel Beis, part of the Vim, not part of Ksuvim. Famous rugged term. Could be as a Bisa Pikabol, obviously, that's just that a Yud is a small letter, and Ashpa on a weekday doesn't come down, but on Shabbos it's Vav is a long letter, it's a Tzinor, and Ashpa comes down from Shamayim on Shabbos and Yom Tovim down to the ground. It says Arukh HaShulchan now in the brackets to finish the Siman. You should know that all letters are in Birchas Hamazon. Levad os pei. So fist. There's no end pay. I did not know that. Shamavarech Birchas Hamazon Kavana Ein Shalabo Lo Af. The plumbing who makes Birchas Hamazon with Kavana, there is no anger attaches to him, below Shetzef, and no hurried danger, no ketzef, nor any frothy danger. And he has his food in proper honor his entire life. Because the teretz came siman kuf pehei b'shem sefer hachinuch v'sefer hagan hayin sham. Okay, so no pay so face in Birchas Hamazon. Wow. Okay. It's somehow probably connected to Purim. Because Purim is no pay so face in Purim. It's only pay at the beginning. All right, that's going too far.